So let's get started, man, because I only got a few minutes. So, RYE Lane, I'll tell you right off the bat, my favorite movie here.
Oh man.
I loved it since I saw it a few days ago, and I had an absolute blast with it, and the people that were with me had a blast with it. So I'm feeling like y'all must have had a hell of a blast shooting it. So let's start with you, Viv. Tell me about your time on set, and how much fun you had shooting this thing.
Yeah, it was like incredible fun, silly fun. It was so fun. First day on set again. It's our first feature. Still feel like incredibly new just to acting and doing this. So daunting, riddled with nerves. But then you come on and you're met by such an amazing, supportive casting crew, incredibly talented casting crew. So I'm just like, yo, like this is go time. Like there's no room for nerves, but even the nerves I have kind of massaged out of me by like the love of the environment around me. David is incredible, like so supportive and just a marvel of a talent to watch. So is Rain. So and also like we're just really good mates now. We have the same stupid sense of humor. So, and we weren't filming, we were laughing, which was a joy. Yeah.
David, tell me about your experience, man, because she just pumped you up a lot, man. So you gotta.
I can't live to that. No, honestly, like Viv said, man, it was amazing. Like we loved it every second. We shot this in COVID as well, so it was not only was it like a special shoot, but we felt incredibly lucky. You know, we was out in South London, Peckham, which is normally like a buzzing area, and it was like the streets were like
derelict.
So me and Viv were like walking, just trying to find that one coffee shop that's open, and being like, man, we're making a movie. Like, it was, it was really special, and like Viv said to me, Viv is honestly not only just a good person, but like an incredible actress. So when you turn up on set every single day to work with someone like that, you're kind of pinching yourself.
This is a movie that. So this is a movie that requires the two of you to do just about all of the heavy lifting. That's intimidating for even your most veteran actors. So talk to me, both of you, a little bit about how you got into the headspace to be able to take on that kind of weight, because it's hard. I mean, even for a movie that's as lighthearted as this, that's hard.
Yeah. Somehow I think coming off the back of COVID, where all I was doing was imagining a life and like imagining fun, imagining what I wanted to do, kind of inadvertently prepared me to play a person who's so immersed in fantasy like Yaz is. So I was already in that headspace where I was just like, I'm abandoning reality because I hate it. And then I just had to like turbocharge that mindset and put it, and then kind of add insecurity and a bunch of other things to the mix. So yeah, COVID kind of inadvertently prepared me to play Yaz, and I think again, like I was, Yaz is a lot more whimsical and like airy fairy than I am. I'm super grounded as a person, and so I just kind of had to understand the crux of like why someone would choose delusion over real life. And like once I did, it kind of like it manifested as curiosity as opposed to anything that I was judging her for. And then I think I just spent the whole filming process being curious about Dom, like curious about why Dom was making the decisions, curious about Yaz, curious about South London and the environment that we were in, and that allowed me to kind of always have an intention to move along the film, because I think if I dropped that, immediately I would have been like, oh my god, I'm filming a feature film. And so, but like just focusing on what's going on around you and how is it interesting kind of helped me build Yaz and stay focused and not crush the weight of what was going on around us.
For me it was I say this film's obviously classified as like a romantic comedy, and I really don't consider myself either of those traits at all. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because it's a challenge. But equally, I'm like, damn, I've actually got to do this. Yeah. I looked at it in a way like theatre, like it's almost like a two-hander. You know what I mean? And for me with theatre, you're able to break the form a bit. You're able to like do a little bit more than you might do on like your regular TV or film. So with me and Viv, we just bounced. Like sometimes honestly, I didn't even remember my line, but then Viv will say what she's saying, and my line comes back to me because I'm just getting it from her, like that vibing.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of ask you guys about that, because the rhythm you have in the movie, it does not always feel scripted. It kind of feels like you're just kind of bouncing off one another. Did you always kind of work by the script word for word, or were you allowed to kind of freestyle it a little bit?
Yeah, I think Nathan, Byron, Tom Manny, the writers, for Yaz especially, they were very aware that there were two guys writing like a woman, and like they were like, this might not be right. So if anything doesn't sit right in like the character that you created, like feel free to like the script's malleable essentially. Rain also put such an emphasis on like chewing stuff up and like spitting it out and like doing it different. So we definitely had that leeway. I also think we just found a rhythm with those two characters where it kind of spoke to the attraction that they had for each other, where it just kind of came like that a little bit. And it was just the script, but it was just the way they were relating to each other, and that's probably just a testament to the writing, that it felt like it was flowing naturally at times as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes Vivian's absolutely right, where they did give us like a little bit, especially with Vivian, because also Vivian's like a genius, especially with like understanding.
I love this mutual pumping up you guys have for each other. It's great.
It won't last.
I love
it. She's really, really good at understanding who she is. So she would really like find that, and when you can hear something that don't sound right, she easily switch it. But for the most part, honestly, like it's a brilliantly written script, and once you like Vivian just said, once you find that rhythm, it just flows and it bounces. But then sometimes we would like the camera will continue rolling and we go completely off piece. So we say that about two doors.
Of course. I remember.
There's a couple of times when we just carried on walking, and then we just Rain carried on and we just carry on.
Yeah.
And then all you hear is cut and Rain just like
laughing, because there'd be like a little London reference that we'd be like desperate to embed into the story, so we'd be like, let's just keep talking. Once he gets to end the script, and like sometimes I love it. Like,
we're just trying to get other stuff,
other references in. Yeah.
Most of them didn't make it.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily how it is with the majority of UK rom-coms. I just don't. But I know here in America, black rom-coms, especially for teens, younger audience, are extremely rare. But they're also more rare coming from the perspective of, let's say, of Dom, who starts off in a position where he's really at his lowest point and is kind of brought back up, or just confidence back up by a woman who helps him find himself. That is extremely rare. We don't see that dynamic here at all. I don't know if I'm wrong. Maybe you can speak to how it is in the UK, if it's different or if it's the same. But it's like I said, it's rare for us.
Man, I love that you picked that up, because it's rare. It's rare. Not only I love that it's rare in the US, but it's like extraordinarily rare. It's like it's non-existent. I'm going to go ahead and say in the UK, like we don't have. This is what is really special about this film, and I hope that people get it. Is that we don't have films like this. Like this genuinely is almost like it's a romantic comedy, but it also feels a little bit genreless in terms of like what we're doing with it. Like Dom is not your average romantic lead. Do you know what I mean? Like neither is Yasmin. So I ride on the back of her moped. She drives a moped. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different things honestly, it's not like I really don't think we came to this film like with a mallet trying to like break stereotypes. We didn't. That's not what we came to do. But we tried to show something that felt absolutely truthful, like could be truthful. We just haven't seen it. So thank you. I love that you say that we don't have it there. We don't have it back home.
So I got to ask about the karaoke scene, right? It's like, the irony of that scene is, I am not naturally a karaoke person, but the only song I've ever been able to get up to do is "Shoot." Literally,
that's wild.
Oh, wow.
It takes a lot of adult beverages to get me to do it, but it is the one song that I able to get up and do.
Sure.
Talk to me about that scene. How much fun was that scene the day you guys were shooting it?
Oh my god, it's daunting. I can't lie.
Have
you guys done anything like that? Do you guys do karaoke? Do you like karaoke?
No.
Nah, bro. I'm not. That's not my bag. I don't do karaoke, but no, go on.
Like, I think, okay, so I'm a musician, so maybe I'm a bit more familiar with the microphone. But also, I was just saying, like before, I have 2 older brothers, and we all used to share a bedroom. Me and my older brother and my sister, and we had bunk beds, and they would put like aftershave canisters in between the rungs of the bunk beds and get me and my sister to rap against each other. So I wasn't a stranger to the microphone. Like it feels like a more natural place. If it's a rap song, I'm gonna do it. But like otherwise, you're not gonna catch me doing Celine Dion. It's not happening. I'm not singing, but I will rap.
But you know what we also said about that particular one. That's why I love that you do shoot, man, because we were like. First of all, I mean, I'm not. Like I told you, I'm not a karaoke person. Like, you know, I love a bit of like UK, US rap, but you won't catch me jumping up on the stage to do it. No way. Yeah. But we did when we were doing it. We were like, why is it shoot? Like, who knows shoot? Like we really like we fought against it. And
really?
Ray was like, no, it's shoot. It's gonna be shoot.
It's a look.
But then when we did it, it made sense. The lyrics, like those lyrics coming out of Dom's mouth, it was just so painfully awkward. That it made so much sense.
It is a song that especially if you're in a couple. Yeah. It's perfect. The guy doesn't have to do that much. You know, it's so perfect. And the other irony about the movie is A Tribe Called Quest is my favorite group of all time.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I was feeling it the whole midnight, the whole low end theory part. Yeah. So I was like, you can't stay with somebody who doesn't like low end theory. Like you gotta drop them. You gotta drop them straight away.
Get out here.
You gotta just let them go. Just cut bait. You know, that's why I was feeling like.
I loved like prepping for the role because I was like, she's a hip hop head, and I was listening to all the old Tribe songs I used to love, like when I was like a couple years before, and I was like, oh man, this feels so good to like revisit.
Yeah. It's amazing. Well, lastly, before I go, what are you two hoping that people get from the movie? Because it's coming out pretty soon. I think people are gonna love it. But what are you guys hoping that people take from it?
You know, I really just, first of all, we're beyond grateful. This is our first film. We're beyond grateful not only to have made a film, but to be at Sundance. Like, our film premiering tonight. Like, that's wild. Like, so we're grateful for that. I guess I just hope that people take just a bit of joy from it, man. Like, really, I think that you can't beat a rom-com, but equally this kind of isn't a rom-com. So I'm almost like, I feel like not only should you get some joy out of it, but you should get something that feels different. We overheard someone, we went to the restaurant the other day, and we overheard someone say, talk about the film. We came out and they were like, we love it. It's like almost reinventing the rom-com. And that was like the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, it'd be amazing if more people said that, but it's probably just one person also.
I've heard that a lot of people talk like that too, so.
Yeah, just it's the same, to be honest. And I you know, people understand the importance of like the full spectrum of the truth, whether that is like they take that from the characters, or they take that from the depiction of like young black people in London, or they take that from the depiction of like South London, like just like telling the truth and how simple that is, but how like poignant that hopefully it can be, is what I would love to see. But failing that, like, I don't know, I get some good song recommendations because like the music in the film is really good.
It's really great.
So, yeah.
Well, this has been fantastic, you two. I really appreciate you guys taking a few minutes with me. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.